Hi, everybody. What's up? It's your favorite inconsistent podcast.
Woo!
Yeah, you never know when we're going to pop up in this bad boy, but here we are. Welcome to Kramer and Jess Uncensored. I just forgot to hit record on the podcast until right now. You didn't miss much in the beginning. Don't worry. What's up? Welcome to 140 episodes of the show.
Wow.
Which is like stupid. Am I right?
That's
like
a lot.
Doesn't make any sense of why we should have recorded so many episodes, but we have. And it's honestly because of you guys, man. You guys have been listening to this from day one. Like, y'all gave us a chance, and Jess and I went off and did our own thing, and y'all came over, and we still out here in these streets. You know what I mean? 4 years running. 9 years of knowing each other. A little over 9 years knowing each other. 9.5. How about that?
Really?
I've known you for 9.5. I've known you for a third of your life. You've known me for a fourth of my life.
That's crazy.
Yeah, thanks, Jess. Stone's brand new to us, but he's cool. We like him. Rule about the Uncensored podcast, in case this just rolled over and you're like, wait, what? I listened to them on the radio. What's this? This is probably the same stuff.
No, very, very different. It's like the close friends feature on Instagram where you actually show everything to certain people, but there's only a certain few people that you do that with, and that's our uncensored audience.
We'll start with this because we're going to talk about, I'll tell you a conversation we had off the air. I hope it's okay if it's not. Tell me.
What I just said.
Yeah, literally, it's I think this is okay to talk
how
about.
Yeah, be careful.
Well, no, what I just said, we talked a minute ago about Jess is always having like the best day or the worst day of her life. You're just a very dramatic person, right?
I never know. All right, yeah, this is fine.
This is fine, right?
Yeah.
And so I asked her, I said, when you and Garage Boy get into fights, I have to imagine that drama carries over. Because I'd be scared. I mean, Jess and I have had a few big fights before, and medium fights, not big, but big enough.
They were big.
So like I've seen it, but like, I'm not your partner. I feel like you really, like, you let your partner have it the worst usually, right? So I was like, how bad does it get if you take this kind of drama and you move it over to your relationship?
Yeah.
How do your fights typically go? Do they get out of control? Because everything with you is so, it's either it's 10 or it's 0.
Like expressing.
Yeah. So how do they usually go? Fights with you and Garage Boy?
Literally zero drama.
None.
Like,
would Garage agree with that?
Yeah. Like, everything is like, I'm the least, the only part, like the dramatic part of me is if I'm like telling him things about other things or other people or like what's going on, or if I'm like feeling a certain way, like internally, like I'm like last night I was like, I had a breakdown, but like not at him. It was like me internally. Yeah. So that is like, that's the drama, right? As far as like him and I, when we are, it's like disagreements. They're just conversations because he brings out like the most, like the softest, calm, like safest version of myself. So those conversations are never crazy. It's always like, hey, like you made me feel this way and I feel uncomfortable and this isn't like what I want to do.
Which surprises me. Does it surprise you too?
No, because
only because you are so expressive and so dramatic. I would assume that like the fights would also be the same way.
They're not the same way because he doesn't communicate that way.
Yeah.
And if I were to act that way, he wouldn't, like, he would shut down. So there was only one time, and this happened once in the beginning of our relationship where we were like about to get into an argument. And
about what?
I forget what it was. Like, I remember I was pissed about something.
Wait, was this when you guys were living together or no? Okay, this is like when you guys were long distance, which, by the way, already adds a whole layer of like.
Wait, were we living together?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
I assume.
Okay.
I mean, it has to be. I honestly, I don't know when this took place. I'm going to say yes, we were like living together, and this is like the beginning of us living together.
Yeah.
And
first big fight as a couple together.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I don't know what exactly we were fighting about. I remember being pissed about something, and also too, me reacting like the kind of fights I had in my previous relationship were so like toxic and scary and loud and nasty and like terrible and just completely unhealthy and would make me come outside of myself.
Yeah.
Like, I have done some of the worst things in my life because this person had pushed me to that point, right?
Don't you wonder who that is, that person is that did that? You
It's-
know what I mean? Like sometimes I'll think about some fights I got into with an ex-wife, and I'm like, even like the first girl I dated outside of my marriage, I'm like, how did we get so escalated? Like, who was that person?
No, but it's interesting how there are certain people that bring things out of you, and like that's not okay, and you have to recognize that. I'm also coming from a place of how I have seen my parents argue and how I used to see them argue when I was little. It was always loud. It was always explosive. There were always bad words. There was always yelling. So in my mind, I'm thinking that's normal. And that's how, and if you're not screaming, then the other person doesn't care, or the other person isn't invested in what you're saying. So that's how, that's like what I've carried with me my entire life.
Right.
And so I remember being about I was like ramping up, and he literally shut me down so quick and was like, in like the calmest, true garage boy fashion, like I
just can't imagine him getting mad.
No,
like,
literally, he was like, I won't talk
like,
to you like this. I'm not going to talk to you like this.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk, we can. But if you're going to do that, I can't talk to you. We're not. He's like, we're not going to talk like that to each other. And I was like,
okay.
Oh,
okay.
I was like, yeah,
Cool.
That's like, why would we have to
that
talk?
Makes sense.
Like, why would we have to talk that way? So yeah.
How mature of you, Gerald.
Yeah. And I'm happy though, because that is like rebuilding the way I communicate with my partner and how that can be done.
Stone, how do you fight? I can't even imagine you like.
Yeah, I think me and Gerald are kind of very similar in that way. It's just very like we're talking, we're having a normal conversation, we're disagreeing on something, but we're talking it out calmly, peacefully, and lovingly in a way.
Have you and Rachel gotten into it yet?
We've had disagreements, but I've never yelled at her. She's never yelled at me.
Wow.
It's always been cordial.
You kids are so mature nowadays. Not back in the day, like we didn't learn this kind of shit, man. Like we were just taught like just scream and scream and scream. It's kind of like your parents' generation.
Yeah,
it's like just
absolutely.
Whoever screams the loudest, the longest wins.
And if you're not screaming, you go after them screaming.
Right. To get them to scream, and then everyone's like screaming, and it's just like it's like that's really mature, especially at 26. Don't if you can say like we don't need to yell at each other, that's extremely healthy.
No, I mean I think maybe it was just like our parents' generation, Jess. I was in a very similar light with that. And I knew I never wanted to do that. And I knew that just wasn't going to be me.
Yeah.
Because that feeling, that's like the worst feeling in the world.
And as a kid, you're just like, you just hate it.
Yeah. Especially if you've seen it. I think you're like, I don't want to do it like that. Like my dad was a yeller. And so that was kind of just what I picked up. But then I was like, God, this always felt like shit. But it's like the only way I know how to like defend myself.
Would your mom yell too?
No. I can't think of one time my mom's ever yelled.
I could like not imagine her yelling. I hate that.
My dad was the yeller, man. He did. It was always good cop, bad cop, right? And
Of
she even
course.
admitted that. Like she was always like, we set it up the wrong way. Where it was ever somebody had to be mean to you guys, I always made your dad do it.
Which sucks.
It does.
Yeah.
Because a lot of memories I have now are my dad being mean to me.
When he was just being the disciplinary, right? And
My
was
mom
given
like
that role.
The fairy over
And
here,
she's like,
you know?
I don't want to do it.
Right.
No.
Go talk to your dad. He'll be a dick.
Yeah, exactly. When she's actually talking shit on y'all behind closed doors.
Totally. Jam, go whip this kid's ass. You got your, is it like, first off, weddings are y'all got so much more to worry about nowadays than we used to worry
it's
about.
crazy. I got my wedding reel teaser.
Is it like it's almost like a trailer?
I got my trailer.
Yeah,
I got my
that's what it
wedding
looked like.
video trailer, and it was dropped yesterday.
Is that part of the package, or do you have to pay extra for that?
I had to pay extra for
How much
it.
did that cost? Just that? It was about a minute, maybe 60 seconds.
I don't know. I blocked it out to a minute and 30 seconds.
And
worth it. Worth every
Worth
penny.
it. No, you know it was. You know it was. Because here's the thing: is everyone gonna get that? No, but am I gonna get it? 1,000 fucking percent. I'm gonna get that. Well, that's real.
I would say most people don't want to watch. People don't give enough shits about your whole wedding. They don't. Most
I think
people
actually a lot of people are gonna want to watch my video because I love them.
The people that love you, yes.
Yes.
But if you're scrolling through social media, if you're a listener of ours or whatever, you're probably not going to sit there and watch a 10, 15-minute ceremony of Jess's wedding.
You're no what? What do you mean?
Jess, first off, you have to understand, you start at the top of your wedding. Like you and Gerald cared the most, and then it kind of progressively goes down from there. I wouldn't sit there if my best friend, let's say Dan, went and got married again and was like, hey, sorry you couldn't make it. watch this 15-minute video of my wedding, I wouldn't
Don't
watch it.
do
You're
not
crazy.
do
I
not
wouldn't watch it.
Your
No,
best friend.
no, he
I'd
wouldn't.
watch it
He
live,
wouldn't.
but I wouldn't watch it
Oh.
pre-recorded. There's
No,
no
yeah.
chance.
But I don't agree with you. I hear what you're saying, and I get that that's how you are. But I feel like there's also a lot of other people that are actually
You
gonna
would
wanna
watch
it.
You'd watch it. How long do you think this video is going to be? The second
Oh,
one?
I don't think it's gonna be. I think it'll be between like 6 and 8 minutes.
And you think what percentage of people
They're gonna watch the whole thing.
are going to watch the whole entire thing?
I think a lot of people are gonna watch
What
it here.
percentage?
But here's the difference. I feel like you can't compare it to a different situation just because we've been sharing our lives for a very long time.
Yeah.
So like there isn't just an attachment to me. There's like an attachment to Garage Boy, to my parents, to my
Totally.
sister.
Yeah.
Like there's different characters that like if you've grown up with me, you've also grown up with them in a sense. So I feel like it's like a celebration for all of us, especially if you've been like it's almost like saying like, why would listeners from other places still follow us now when we don't live there? Which they do because they've attached to us, our upbringing, us growing up, our story. So I feel like it's like that.
I can tell you, if you watch even our biggest fans,
But also, I mean, like if I see a wedding video, I don't even need to know you. I'm crying and I'm watching. The
and
whole
you're going to
fucking
watch
thing.
8 minutes of somebody,
I have watched strangers' videos, like full length, 8-minute, almost documentary style, and I'm fucking crying.
there is no one I care enough about to watch. Even
But I
like
just
my
love it.
sister,
But I
I'd be-
love
yeah,
that
that's true.
shit.
Maybe if you love weddings and you're like, this is fun to watch. I don't like weddings in the first place, so maybe that's what the difference
I'll connect to a
is.
stranger in 5 seconds and start like crying my face off.
Stone, you're going to watch all 8 minutes of Jess's wedding?
Yeah, if it's 8, I'll watch it.
You're going to watch all
Yeah,
8?
let me
Okay.
know.
We're going to take notes.
Okay.
Stone's
Twist me
gonna-
on it.
No,
Twist me
yeah,
on it.
yeah, yeah.
Stone's
yeah.
going to get a
He's
review.
gonna make you watch it. That way you can
Okay.
just tell him
Yeah,
what happens.
I'm going to give you a quiz after Jess posts her wedding video, and there's going to be 5 questions you have to answer.
Okay. We can do it on the air?
Podcast?
Podcast?
Maybe one of the two.
Okay.
Because my argument is I don't think most people would
Yeah,
watch all 8
Podcast is
collectively.
But
The
you-
reel was great. The reel was like, this is everything you need to know in a minute and a half. And
Yeah.
boom, that was it. Like that was the highlights, y'all. Y'all saw it. It was cute. It's sweet.
It was dope.
It was great.
It was also really special to see someone else capture my family like that.
Yeah.
And it made it real. Like we were just talking about this off air a little bit, to where it feels so far away, and sometimes it doesn't feel like it actually happened. So when we watched that video yesterday, it was like, holy shit, like that actually
Happened.
like that actually happened.
Like the real deal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all 8 minutes coming soon. We got a question about how long should you hate your friends' exes in just a second. I got to ask a question first, because there's been so many weird things happening in the news that I just feel like, especially Jess, I'm maybe speak for every female here,
Nice.
every female on the planet today,
Mm-mm.
because I'm genuinely curious if women like this at all. It's just been a really weird sexual week in the world. It started on Monday when I came in. It's Wednesday when we're recording, by the way. Monday I came in and there's a headline. The headline is "Man Charged Accused of Having Sex with Train Seat."
Where?
Yeah,
Like
this is
on
in
the
St.
train?
Louis, I think St. Louis. Yeah. So like whatever your local train is, this guy apparently had sex
In
with the
front of-
train's
in front of
seat.
people?
Yeah.
That's
Here's the news
disgusting.
story right here.
A week after being released from jail for sex offenses, a Spanish Lake man is behind bars again after allegedly having his genitals exposed on the Metro Link. St. Louis County prosecutors say D'Angelo Covington served 9 months after exposing himself to a child last year.
Ew.
He also admitted to touching another person without consent.
Ew.
Despite repeated offensive, prosecutors tell us since this incident didn't involve touching anyone, the max jail time he'll get is 1 year.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, 1 year. So
Why-
that's obviously just like the
Oh
local
my
news
God,
story. This
dude.
story goes in to say, basically, according to St. Louis police, a Metrolink driver, which is their train there, parked the train on June 7th at this one station, stepped off for a few minutes. When he returned, Covington was on the train and was allegedly engaging in sex with a train seat with his genitals exposed. Now, you're going to argue that's probably some kind of sickness at that point, right? Like that's just, if you, first off, this guy's already done something with a kid, then he's exposed himself or touched somebody else, right? And now he's having sex with a train seat. A lot of us might argue mental health there, right? Then today,
I
I'm
guess.
scrolling through. Do you not think that's mental? I mean, I would have to argue there's something probably a little off.
No, you're a predator. Whatever. Like you're a predator and you need
yes.
to be put away. And the fact that like he hasn't been put
1
away
year.
yet, and if it does happen, it's a year, is disgusting. And that That is the biggest problem of it all.
This is the one that really caught my eye, though, because I think that guys and women are so different. We almost have to have this conversation to make it clear. Okay. I log on Instagram this morning and Harper's Ferry. Okay. Beautiful national
West
park.
Virginia. Yeah.
West Virginia. God, it's beautiful over there, right?
Almost heaven, some say.
Thank you, Stone.
Mhm.
Look at that. It's beautiful. Have you been to Harper's Ferry yet?
I don't know.
It's really pretty.
Maybe.
It's a big national park and like it's awesome.
Oh, no.
They post a picture of a man and it says person of interest on Wednesday, June the 12th at 5 p.m. A white male, photo above, described as a 5'9", stocky build in his 30s, short haircut, wearing a black cutoff shirt, black socks, and carrying a black backpack, exposed himself and committed a lewd act in front of several women near the pulp mill ruins of Virginia's Island. Okay, so somewhere inside of Harper's Ferry Park. And I'm like, does that work? Because apparently, and this is not the first time that a man has done this. Why is it that men are so fucking weird sometimes? Because I think in a man's eyes, if a woman, because I'm thinking this, let's imagine Stoney and I are out at Harper's Ferry, okay? And if a woman were to come up and expose herself to us, I don't think that we would be, I mean, it depends on how weird it
I
got.
think we would just look at each other and laugh.
But like we wouldn't be.
No, we wouldn't be creeped out.
At anything, I'd be like, that's cool. There's
like,
a vagina.
right,
What a
yeah,
great story.
cool.
And so I think that like in a man's mind, maybe it works in reverse. Jess, I need you to speak for all women here.
We hate it. I hate it now. I hate this conversation. I hate it.
Like-
every like the start of this conversation, I hated it. I hate it now. I hate talking about stuff like this. I hate it.
Is there any woman you think that would actually,
No.
like, would a woman look at that and say,
No.
oh, that's really attractive?
Mm-mm.
So why do guys keep doing stuff like this?
Because you guys are sick. Because you're sick.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're disgusting and have zero respect.
Do you think there's literally, and I'm genuinely asking this question because I am curious, there's not one woman that would work for?
No, you're terrified. I think that's what the issue is like you're in a constant state of fear. Always. Always.
Yeah.
Like joking aside.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'm not joking. Not
like-
joking at all. Like serious.
Constant, constant state of fear. That it's disgusting. It's
Because
scary.
guys wouldn't be fearful of that. Do you know what I
I'm
mean?
getting flash now.
And I'm scared that in reverse, that some guys in their head think, well, if I would like this, if a woman did it,
No. I
then
also
maybe
think,
if I did it in reverse.
I also think the people who do that aren't thinking that way. They're actually like harmful people
Yeah.
and are willing to harm others, and they're like scary human beings and should not be able to roam free.
I don't think it's she's gonna be, into this. I don't think it's that at
So
all.
like, what's the reason?
No.
Is it just like what do you think? Okay, this guy didn't do anything to them. He literally just exposed himself. I remember when I was a kid and one of our neighbors, she was going to get her mail and a guy drove past, literally opened his car door and was like jerking off or I don't remember exactly, but exposed himself to her.
Yeah.
And then
it's
just kept
scary.
driving.
It's the same thing when like people don't lock the door when they go to the bathroom and they're like wanting you to open the door and see them. It's like this sick fucking thing.
Why does it happen then? If there's like 0% success rate. So we don't think this is like a pickup thing.
No, I think it's like a really gross, like you're a bad human being and you're scary.
And like you're just trying to like what do you think the emotion is you're trying to evoke then? Fear? Is it a fear thing?
I think it's like people who actually get off on the idea of like whether it's just visually or physically assaulting people.
No. So you think it's like
It's the same thing when someone
it's
someone
like
is sexually
you.
assaulted and like the person is trying to fight back or they're like crying and they're terrified and you still do it. Like that obviously like you enjoy that person's pain. And like that's to me, that's like different versions of that when people expose themselves to people.
I just think there's some guy that probably needs to hear that. That like
It's gross.
It doesn't
Also like
quite work in
unsolicited
reverse.
dick pics.
Would you consider that to be the
it's-
same thing?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Wow. So you think
I've gotten them before. It's like it's violating. It's disgusting.
you put that in the same category. To you, is the guy in Harper's Ferry the same as a guy
As
that
a stranger, as
Yeah.
a strange man that I don't know, have zero connection to, sending me a photo of themselves or like literally their dick hard sending it to me.
Yeah.
Same fucking thing. It
Yeah.
is disgusting.
Wow.
And I've been receiving those kinds of photos since like I was like when I first got Snapchat. I was still at maybe like 19, 20.
Dude, that's just been happening forever.
Like disgusting.
When I was a kid and like I just got AOL chat. This just goes to show you like what a fucking rampant problem this is, because it's not just like the onset of like visual media. Like I was in a chat room and I would have been probably, let me think, this would have been maybe 5th or 6th grade. And I remember like I got a DM from a guy.
Oh, because that kind of stuff, like it's just whoever can hit you up.
Yeah.
Right?
Or AIM is what it was. And you had
Mm.
access to everybody.
I
You would
guess same thing like Snapchat. Anyone can send you anything
just
on there.
you click your name, you send him a message, right? And he was like, you know, ASL probably or something, you know, age, sex, location. I was like, I'm 12 or whatever. He's like, touch your penis. And I'm like,
Ew.
wait, what? I'm like, what? And I don't remember what happened, but I remember specifically he was like, rub it and see if anything comes out of it. I'm like,
Ew.
like in hindsight, it didn't really freak me out as a kid, but I just remember being like, in hindsight, that's so weird.
It's terrifying.
Like, why?
Mm-mm.
Guys are just weird and creepy. So the moral of the story of this conversation is, you guys just if you could just be less creepy, that'd really be great for everyone's sake, but especially women. I'm sure they would really, really appreciate that. Okay. How long do you have to hate your your best friend's ex? That's what we got to talk about after the break. Stoney, what happened?
Me and my current girlfriend Rachel were at Aldi Sunday, and we ran into my ex's best friend and her sister.
Oh, I didn't know Rachel was with you. I thought it was
Rachel
just you.
was with me.
I thought it was
luckily.
like you and your family.
What a flex, though. What a flex to be able to be like, yeah,
Exactly.
I'm doing pretty well over here. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm doing good. So you tell us about this relationship with this ex's friend.
Met in high school, dated in college.
How long did you date for?
Probably a little over a year and a half.
Okay. Pretty serious back then.
Yeah.
But how long did you guys know each other? Like you knew each other all throughout high school?
Yeah, probably for like 2 years on top of the dating.
Oh.
So probably like 3.5 years I knew her.
Okay. Long time.
Why didn't you date in high school?
It just didn't work out. We were like a grade apart. She had a boyfriend. Just stuff. Yeah.
Wait. Oh, okay. She had a boyfriend before you, not during you.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
before me,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
that can get complicated in
Yeah.
relationships.
And then in college you connected and you're like, what's
Yeah,
up?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So, how did it end? I think is important.
I just think it just was, we weren't best for each other mentally. And I think it was probably best for the both of us to just move on and find someone else that was better for us.
From her perspective, was it like an amicable, how do you say that word? Amicable breakup, or do you think like from her perspective she's like, you suck?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That
she
one.
wasn't happy.
No.
Because you can always tell who broke up with who, because the way Stone just you say, oh yeah, we just weren't good for each other. We were both fine. You obviously tell Stone was the one breaking up, because I feel like her version of the story may be a little bit different. What do you think her version of the story probably is?
Sorry if you're watching this. No, I think it probably was a complete shock.
It's a complete shock. She had no idea.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably pretty close to that.
And
yeah.
there was nothing shady, swear to us, going on. You weren't like
No.
cheating, or there's
Not at
another
all.
woman or anything.
Nope.
Okay.
I
But
think-
you just decided it was best.
Oh, yeah.
The relationship ended.
But did it suck because like I just feel like how you are, you probably were struggling with it internally
Yeah, it was
and not sharing.
it was very hard, and right now talking about it is very hard to do. So.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
no,
probably when she found out, she probably was like, what the fuck do you mean? But you probably were just like trying to figure it out until like
Yeah.
you really couldn't.
So like I broke up with her. She obviously wasn't happy. We did another like month
Of like the back and forth.
of like, all right, we'll just do another month, see what it's like.
Is it because you felt bad, or you
Yeah.
actually wanted to keep trying? You felt
really
bad.
Yeah, because she
Yeah.
was upset. And then
Which took you, and which is probably why it took you so long to actually be honest with how you were feeling.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then we did another month, and it was still the same.
So then you
Yeah.
ended it again.
Officially.
She did not want it to end.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So fast forward 6 years, you said?
I think it's like 6 years. Yeah.
That's
Here
a long
you are.
time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're in
It was
the
like 2019, so maybe 5.
Okay. You're in the Aldi.
I'm in Aldi.
What
in,
what aisle are you in? This is important. We need to visualize this.
I'm in like the frozen area / dessert area. It's
Okay.
like the frozen section.
All right.
Damn, supposed to be sweet, but it
I
wasn't
know.
that day.
I know. I was like, man, I can't look at the
You're so
desserts now, I guess. I don't know.
stupid.
But yeah, I'm just chilling there looking around. And then I lock eyes with this person because they're already looking at me.
Ew.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I'm
like
like,
staring.
They were
Ew.
looking. Someone was looking at me.
Yeah, you
could
could
feel the
feel it.
vibe.
I can
Yeah,
feel it. And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
look over and I'm like, eyes meet. And I'm like, I know that person. And then it clicked who they were. And then I'm like, oh. And then I looked and then their sister was there too. And I'm like, oh.
She's like, is that Benson Boone or Stone? I'm not sure which
Exactly.
one.
Wait. The best friend's sister or the best
Yeah,
friend?
the best friend's sister.
Okay. Did
Okay.
anyone say anything, or it was just acknowledging
So-
existence and then that was it?
We locked eyes. Then I saw them whispering. I don't know what about. It could be nothing, but they were whispering.
Obviously about you.
Probably,
Totally
right?
about you.
So then I'm like, well, I can't not say anything. And not to be weird. I think if I didn't say anything, it'd been weirder.
Mhm.
So I just kind of like walked by with my cart and be like, hey guys, good to see you. It's been a while, you know,
Oof.
like that was it.
And then you guys just kept walking.
And then yeah, I didn't say anything else to him.
What is that feeling too? Like how you know someone's staring at you?
That's
What
the
is that?
worst. I don't know. That's the worst.
It's weird how you
feeling.
can sense that no
I
matter
know.
what.
So like you knew it was coming. Well, in your mind,
Yeah.
do you think she still hates you? Because obviously she. First off, let's go back to the breakup. She would have to hate you back in 2019.
Yeah.
Can
Also,
we-
how old were you guys though too when you broke up?
2019, I'd have been 20.
Yeah, you guys were young.
I guess she was like 19.
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
So what? We first off, we can all agree that has to be like if that happens. Let's say your best friend gets broken up with.
The version that they know. That's why we had to ask so many questions so we
Right.
could fully understand like their perception of you.
Because the
Mhm.
version I guarantee you the best friend thinks is that you broke up with her out of nowhere.
Well, I'm sure that's what his ex felt as well.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
But
That's the story she goes
With the
off of.
circumstances, it's hard not to feel that way if you're not able to take yourself outside of the situation.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
But as a good friend, I think you also kind of have to go with that story.
Well, no,
Like-
immediately you're enemy number one.
Like
I get it.
Yeah. Like
I know
if
that.
you if and I'd be pissed honestly if my best friend
Dan
was like
runs into your ex-wife.
Let's say this is
and
the
he's
same
like,
situation.
"Ah."
Let's say this is the same situation and go back to 2018 when my wife split with me.
Oh no, bro.
Yo, if Dan no, listen. It's not that bad yet. If Dan
Was at
came to me and was like, well, I can see both sides, I'd be fucking pissed.
Dan.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So like she
Oh, yeah.
has to hate you. And like that's
I
a for
see
sure
that.
thing.
That's just a part of being somebody's best
is.
friend.
Totally.
It's like it's just a part of the job.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I know that. I really do.
But then
yeah.
the
Accept it.
question is, how long
Do you hate them?
do you have to hate them for? Like, do you think when she saw Stone, it's been now 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Do you think that she still feels some kind of way about Stone? Because here's
Yes.
the truth. You
Yeah,
think so?
I'm sure.
Really? You think she
Yes.
does?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sure of it.
Why, Jess? It's been so long.
Well, aside from the whispers, a dead giveaway.
Yeah, the
Um,
whispering's kind of.
Now, I don't know what they were whispering.
They
you
were
know,
whispering about
allegedly.
you.
It was totally about.
They were
you.
like, "Who's that girl he's with? Oh, is
Yeah.
that his new girlfriend? Oh yeah, didn't he post like that? Oh my god, that's her."
yeah.
Because they probably already knew what Rachel looked like because they totally stalked the photo that you posted.
You think 6 years later they're still doing that?
Mm.
Because I'll be honest, y'all, I've been divorced now for 6 years.
Well,
I
think
don't-
about
I don't
the
give a
age
shit
though,
my
but
wife's
also think
doing.
about how old you are, how old I mean,
That's
this
true.
happened like 1920. You know what I mean? That's
Mhm.
still
Yeah.
like very much
drama.
Yeah. And then
okay.
now, yeah, you guys are older, but still like also it's different. Like do we know anything about your ex's life? Like, is she dating anyone?
Yes, she is.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Is he hotter than you?
Sorry. If they
With the
hear that.
quickness.
No.
He's like, and that's on no
Yeah,
cap.
Yeah.
It's on business.
So that's why Stone stood on business. No, absolutely. And here's my thing. We're just when we were talking about this, it's like if you did something to my best friend, or actually, I don't even need to know what you did.
Mhm.
If I've seen the reaction is all I need to see. If I see tears, you're dead to me
Forever.
till the end of time.
Really?
Until she says you're not. And then like if your ex is like, you know what? We like Stone again. I'm really proud of him. He's on a good show. Let's support him. And then all of us are like, okay, cool. We like Stone. Or if she's like, you know what? Let's do like our meeting, our quarterly. Who do we love? Who do we hate right now? And if like Stone is still in the burn book, Stone will be in the burn book forever.
Forever. So
For
you
me.
I think
you
I've been there forever.
you feel
Set in
like
stone, if you will.
okay.
Hey,
Hey,
oh,
this guy
hey.
over here.
It's just a part of the code. And also too,
Wow.
Yeah.
here's the thing too. Even if they knew what was going on, it's like it's like if the reaction and the result is so traumatic. And I also don't blame you either. I actually feel really bad for you in that situation. And it sucks because I know how you are, and I feel like you definitely should have shared sooner. But it's so hard when you're in that situation and you feel like you can't. I've been in that situation before, so I get it and I feel for you. But it's like, as the person's friend, and if I've like held you crying in my arms, then like no, every time I see you, it's on site.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
I know. I'm just trying to think through the whole situation because I was even thinking about. Do you remember? We talked about this publicly, so I'm assuming it's fine. Remember when I got separated and Holly would like post on my ex-wife's,
Oh, she would comment
like, "Yes, queen."
Okay,
yes.
I remember talking about this and
Yeah.
this being like a massive deal.
It was a big deal. I was really upset. That felt like a weird, because like she wasn't that close with my.
But wasn't she in the wedding?
She was.
So that's why it was. There were so many parts, and I felt like it was a very complicated situation.
Yeah.
Because you guys had been involved for so long.
Sure.
And she was in your wedding.
Yeah.
And she was a bridesmaid.
Right.
And so it's like, I don't know. Like that part is really difficult.
To me, it hurt. It did not. Today, if she was, I wouldn't give a flying fuck. So that's why I'm like.
But at the time, it was shitty because it was so intense. So that's why.
And that's why I'm wondering.
It just felt so intense because, like, I get what you were saying, because in the midst of everything, like, it'd be one thing if they were still homies offline, but the public thing about it was definitely
like, you've made
a little
statement. You've made a statement at this point.
At that time, it was a little.
So
iffy.
that felt some kind of way. But now, if it happened,
you're like, whatever.
I don't care less who's doing what, and it's been 6 years removed, right?
That's true.
So
that's
true. What I'm wondering.
How long it's been for you too, Stone?
I don't know for a fact. I can't say like with 100% that I think she's still upset about it, or even needs to be upset.
Yeah, maybe also too. It's like she could be in a completely different place, and and like actually, I mean, it is what it is at this point. But I just feel like with the whispers, I think it would have been so different if they were like, "Hey," but instead they were like,
"Look at Stone. He looks very Benson Booney today, doesn't he?"
Yeah.
I missed that mullet. I should have gotten
girlfriend.
Yeah,
but it's so
how hot Rachel is. Damn it.
It's also interesting though, because when you guys were like, "Oh, Rachel was with you. All right, cool," and you guys were fine with it. If that was me, like, I still would have hated. Like, I never. Like, I'm not gonna lie. A part of me never wants. I mean, not never wants to go to San Diego, but like, a part of me sometimes it's very difficult for the thought of like going there just for the chance of running into someone I don't want to see with Garage Boy, because I just don't even want to go through it.
What would you, let's do, I gotta go to physical therapy in a second, but let me ask this question. We're gonna end with this.
Oh yeah.
What would you do?
Podcast ending now.
Here, call me as I'm there down the street.
Yeah, next episode. Bye. Hang up. It's over.
No.
I forgot what I said. Hang up. It's over.
Didn't. No, this is actually I was gonna ask before you even said this. It's like, how would you act today if you saw your ex? If you and your ex ran into each other at the grocery store?
I just beat you to it. You just took my idea. You weren't gonna say that.
What?
I'm joking.
No, I was gonna say it was my idea first.
No, is it?
What
would I do?
Honestly, honestly.
No, but that's the thing. Like,
what would you do? Would you ignore them?
Yes.
You would ignore. You would see. You make eye contact. You ignore. You move on.
Immediately, like.
Why? Aren't you? But like, you're married now, Jess.
How long ago has it been?
No, it's not even about being married. Oh God. Like,
it's about the same time as me.
Same time, 6 years.
But you would still be mad.
6 years. Well, there's a lot of layers to that.
Yeah, there's
a lot of layers.
Yeah.
So, it's not even about being mad. It's not even about, oh my God, I'm married. It's like, I don't even want to be taken. Like, I just don't even want to be taken to that place. Like, I just don't. It like makes me physically like uncomfortable. I don't even want to like see.
So what would you would ignore? You would see him. You'd walk the other way.
Yes.
I don't think I would. I don't think I would. I honestly, I don't know what I would do.
Because I can't, and I also don't trust what the different reaction would be.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
So outside of myself and Garage Boy. So I just wouldn't even want to.
If he came up and said hi to you,
obviously would be like, hello.
Hello.
Like, don't. Like, there's nothing, like, respectfully, like, you
wouldn't want him to come
want
up to
you to live, laugh, love in your own life, and
What
like
if-
hoping you're okay and healthy, but like respectfully, And I think that there are relationships in this world that like we have nothing to say to one another.
What if you apologized and
There
was
is-
truly sorry, crying? I'm so sorry for any pain I've caused you.
Okay. I wouldn't be mean about it. I would just be like, thank you. I appreciate that. That's very like, it's, you know, like, thank you. But it's like, I don't even want to put like Garage Boy through that. Like I would
Yeah.
hate, I think more than anything,
What
I
if he
would
wasn't
hate
with
to
you?
go through that with,
What if he
oh,
wasn't with you? It
I
was
would
just.
run. I'd run away. I would run away so quickly the other direction.
But don't you feel like you've got to process some of that?
No.
Don't you not want
I
to feel those
have.
feelings?
See, that's the thing. There's like no, absolutely, like
Why?
there's no reason to be taken to that place or those emotions at all whatsoever because I've had to do on my own, like for myself. Like that's it. And also, like you don't deserve anything else from me. You don't deserve any ounce of anything left from me at all. I wouldn't be mean about it. Like, let's say we're at the beach, I'm eating a Pokeball thinking I'm having the best day of my life. And then all of a sudden it's the worst day of my life. And then he walks up and he's just like, hey, congratulations. I just want you to know, like, I'm really sorry. I hope we're okay. I'd be like, we're good. Like, fist pump, bye. That's it.
Okay.
Right. But like, that's it. I also feel like there are times where like that also doesn't need to happen. And if someone doesn't want it, you shouldn't force it on somebody.
I don't know. I honestly, at this point, I wouldn't. I'm not seeking out a conversation. But I think if it was her and I, and there was no partners around or anything,
And like, no bullshit.
yeah, it was no bullshit. Like we were just cool. Like I'd be
I
like,
think it'd be chill, honestly.
I do too. Like, I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm beyond the caring part. Like it just kind of is what I don't think. Again, I don't need a conversation, but I don't think I'd run away per se. You know what I mean? I think I would just be, oh hey, what's up? How are you?
Yeah.
You been good? Okay, cool.
Bye.
Still do a fist pump.
Did you see that video of us on Conan? Crazy, huh?
Wasn't that wild? Remember that? Stony,
What's up?
if you ran into her,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
now this is a kind of a different situation.
I think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
way more interesting too because like both you guys are still here.
Yeah.
All my exes are in the area.
This could happen.
Yeah.
This could very well happen.
Yeah. 100%.
What would you do? Would you want to go say something to her?
Well, I think I would do the same thing I did here, where I'm just like, I'm walking by them, like, hey guys, nice to see you, and like just keep walking. Like it's not stopping to have a conversation.
Really?
But you'd have you would want.
If I'm in a small grocery store and I'm just walking down an aisle and they're there, I'm gonna say, hey, and then we like lock eyes.
Like that's what it is.
Hey, nice to see you.
But like no talk.
With or
No,
without Rachel.
That's fair. That's
with or
fair.
without, that's exactly what I would do.
I'd be down for that, honestly. Like I like that more than like actually a
feel like
stop
if you just like,
down.
for me, if I were to like not say anything, I would feel awkward about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'd be okay with, and I feel like all that needs to happen. You know, at the end of Mean Girls, when Regina George looks at Caddy, and they're just like it's like a chill head nod,
Yeah.
keep it moving.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's what I'm
Pretty
okay
much,
with, and
yeah.
I feel like that's really all it should be.
What do you think Rachel would do if you guys ran into your ex and you were like, "Hey girls, what's up? How you
Oh
doing?
yeah,
Hope you're doing
what
good."
would Rachel do? I don't know a lot about her
I don't
personality.
know. I have no idea.
What
Was
is she
was be mad
like?
at you?
Like, what is she
I don't think
like
she'd be
in that
mad at
way?
me. I don't think she would do anything in that moment. I just think maybe later we talk
Bro,
about it.
I would take that. We'd be talking about that for years to come. I don't know. How you guys doing? Everybody good over there? Like, we're not
Really?
doing that. Y'all got nothing to say to each other. Hey, no more words. Y'all had 10 years to talk.
We didn't even check in on YouTube. Did anyone have anything to say?
I don't know.
Good morning.
Oh yeah, Isabel completely agreed with you.
With what?
I'm not sure, but she just agreed. Sorry,
What'd
that
you
was,
say?
I completely agree. Was this about the
Was
weird?
this
why are
about
dudes
the
so
fear?
weird?
Was this
Yeah.
about the conversation I hated, or was this about like my chill nod and running away?
Who knows? We're not sure. But anyway,
But I appreciate the support, Isabel.
thank you for watching. And what's up to Q757? What up, my guy or girl? Or in between that too. All right. Gotta go.
Bye.
Jess, where we get you?
Just do it. JESSDUITT on IG and my podcast with Garage Boy, Low Key in the Garage.
8-minute wedding video coming soon. Y'all better watch every minute of it.
Who knows
Because we're gonna check.
when?
We're gonna check the
Who knows
insights.
when. I'm not. I don't.
I'm gonna show you how
You're
long
gonna-
people actually watch. Okay. This is Stony P, aka Stony Baloney.
Woo, you can find me on Stonefelds on all socials.
Yeah, I'm that guy Kramer. All right, good talks today, guys. All over the place, but it was good. All right, love you guys. Thanks for checking out. We'll actually we're not gonna be here next week probably because it's 4th of July, but we're probably won't be here. I don't know. We'll see when we see you. Bye.
Bye.